So the legend begins. Irwen. The tale of the orbit, the origin of the ordinance of Regency of Eugene's origin. Irwen, the narrated character. Irwen, the men of the valley. Irwen's the purpose and to society and the truths of the tales that share the values of mankind, eternity of endless. By Irwen, the writer, from the realmless of Ra, the star that dreams Orphic. Started from the beginning is the end, finished as for the ending is the beginning, as life turns in circles. The Regency of Eugene's origin. Irwen is the character created as a narrated insect in the adventures of a growing artist's ideas that surface as he becomes a musical composer to each one's ears, of the satisfactions to satisfy every being's soul that exists in the spiritual world, where your dreams can happen when all the scribblings connect, as they start to make sense with the ideas that I have about incorporating every artist's unique talent and glorify the golden age on a more broader level, in order to include our friends who we accept because of their differences. We conceive in the concepts of putting so many complex things, yet simple things, that we choose to read into and to wound beyond the normalcy of the things mankind has discovered within one's works of the creation of a created civilization that has created the minds of wonderful imagination to instill the faith in mankind's will survive. The cause for the formation of the artist band, Irwen, for he was created to preach the past thoughts of great cities by tales of history which are found to be held true. As mankind is heading into the enlightened knowledge of important growth of thoughts, ideals, theories, philosophy, and beliefs, as the empire builds its musical genius in the sense of the mystery and adventures to regrade and to graduate to the mystical, magical touch of sorcery, to a mystical level of allurement by the power of illusion within one's inner being's soul that goes beyond all the given emotions felt by the minds at all times, forever and forever, to the eternity of endless circles of knowledge that continues to the growth of laying the groundwork for always something greater. For that is mankind's challenge to all mankind, living in the magical spell of true happiness, living in peace, harmony, rhythm, rhyme, in the tranquility of the serene sounds of the ocean, waves suffering and expressing the values withheld from some in being's soul, for we are all stars on the compass chart to which mankind follows in order to make the conscious cohesive of this decision made to provide the knowledge mankind needs to be able to survive in the deep meaningless of mankind's true happiness enjoyed by all beings to come and those that have passed, for mankind can receive them to return the gift of knowing one's own mind and soul, so that mankind's youth may be able to choose their role in society and to help those who do not know. Treat a child with respect, for they are your future of imagination, as it is also paves the path that leads to happiness. For a child that feels it is left alone, as it is never really loved, and only to mesmerize and be ecstatic to so many of the others on the outer ring of the circles revolving around all of the wonderful functions that the nature of earth has to offer, and the resistance of the force bringing everything together on a string attached cord, amplifying the inner being's feelings of the soul conducted in the golden club of the spade, for the earth's barriers of the unfussy of the widely cultivating the large wave spathe of the pleasure of the northern hemisphere, with small densely clustered greenish flowers partially enclosed in spreading of a white spathe in the usage of minerals. Throw out an electrical shock of a kite, silk's arm, hovering over the horizon, linears of the divisional theories of the serene sonic sounds that are woven together in the despair of one's cry for help, for they feel there are duties behind the things they weigh on to the act of carrying out, not knowing how else to explain what mankind truly believes life should endure, for what it is all about. For not everyone's life is for everyone, as your choices can always change. Your visions will draw the voices of a hearted soul, chooses that are correct, chooses to make your heaven that you create. For your destiny will eventually bring you to where you belong. What you're supposed to do, say, speak, write, sing, dance, chant, relax, meditate, stretch, exercise, the yoga, work out, getting fit, waiting to prepare you for the time you've reached the beach of paradise beyond the illusion of the allurement of illusion. The fear of mankind never being able to complete the overstanding of the main value of truth in the true competitive spirit of sportsmanship endures the aggressive of the nature of the atonement in the physical attribute that every mankind's creatures have to offer one another. In due time, everyone's voice is heard, just a bit louder, because some free will souls make it their life's work to speak the true callings of earth that mankind will dwell upon for eternity in endless amounts of time, and add upon others' works that have been left to read and ponder and to build mankind's empire of existence, to rule oneself by the division of divided fractions and the difference in the religion and culture, but they same in so many aspects to the name. Bring everyone together under God's roof of life, for the answers are always right in front of you, staring you blank in the face, because the fear you feel of not knowing something, the reason being is that time must be spent learning basic skills such as writing, drawing, painting, counting, workman's strength in creating a piece of art in so many creative ways, expressing the freedom of expression, as we all pose inside ourselves, ready to embark on the taken task. As long as they are led, for once mankind's children must be kept in order, for they are here to prevail the future of the landscape of the maturity of animals living in with your friends have evolved to make wonderful additions. Envisions power received in one's minds, with one another running wild amongst the jungle of the harsh realities that someone might have been here and may have vanished to live in space, for they have felt they've earned their wings of angels for gratitude of searching the messages that reality of keeping the rotation of the earth spinning on its axis, where the twirling winds whirl of the swiftliness on the pecking bills, plucking, quacking, the ducks fly, as the birds fly in the sky, far from the heavens, in the clouds of the lasting remainings of the earthly gods, for which some who choose to live a normal human's life, for they feel it's the proper external feeling of life's orders and how to prepare for the future. Never look, except to take a glance, reflect, and make sure that everyone helps the situation get along a little better. For this is the world you live in. Rid the hateful, anger, greed, and desires to rule. Forget what is flamboyant. Hold truth to these important human behaviors and values. The planet on which we live. One is that respect elders, but in return, elders must respect the youth to create the balance between individuals that are beyond more than the bold stream. However, their divided individuals and the values of selfishness never accomplishes anything. For the sorrow and the hurt of lost past souls, for you never punish children in the means that they will affect the social outlooks of society and how they fit in the working world. For there is something for everyone. Each different man of outlandish solutions completes and resolves one's own life experience, which travels to learn the knowledge of the heart of steel iron, which stands for eternity, in the fountain of immortal morality, in the theory that one's mankind learns more about the powers instilled in the man. For more sense of a clear visionary vision of sugar plums that dance in my head paints a vivid image of fantasy, seeming the dreamer's world of imagination, allurement, creativity of the creation upon a creative city of a civilization growing up with one's own growth, upon another's growth in the civilization of the created city mankind suggests, created by the world man's minds of one own individual creative strength, to overcome obstacles that encounter you on trip to make greatness stand below its truth worth of a civilization, as mankind can live forever as long as you take care of its animals, friends, also to preserve natural resources that all creatures need to live, air, water, trees. Must continue to recycle the fresh oxygen to the air's surface, for the need to be able to breathe oxygen as carbon dioxide infests the air we breathe. For we can never forget the true importance of all creatures to their own very existence, of the existence, for we are all able to save our beings, planet. by being humble with means to plan life forever and ever and for eternity in this creation of his once own civilization and the cultivation as we breed ourselves, cropping one another in growth progress to seize mankind stand for mankind's values of belief in the truth that our soul ignites the energy that runs our ship. We travel in the openness of space in the search of a second coming of compatible function of the first souls. As our souls ignite the energy that runs the spaceship that we live upon and calls our planet of home Earth, as Earth is bound together by the musical theories of mathematics, connecting the vibrations, sounds, and motions, sending shock waves of experimental emotions of the deep secret hidden from mankind. For they are not exactly understood why things are what they are and why they happen. As things change, they still stay the same, no matter how long or how far the separation of the string we are apart. Vibrating the harmonies notes the tranquility in the sea of sufferance and the revelation of the enlightened mind's power. In the possessed desire to make dreams to become a reality for many, as it is hard for one to find that mankind can truly live in one with nature, and as nature is one with mankind. Together on earth, mankind, nature, relationships, the motion of movement in the circularization diamonds in the rough. As the star falls off the ledge of the cloud stage, the angel that has fallen from the heavens, only to return with greater grace to heaven, in hopes to shed on life that brings mankind closer to us, so that they not cause the internal pain to one's womb, as the word is spread by bringing all creeds and creeds of all kinds together, following allow on the page of strings attached to the E-link of the satellites sending signals over the broadcast news. This is in order to receive the static clang of clearing reception for radio waves made clear, for the focusing of something that is constant with being the focal point of the center of opinion. In other words, the center of attention, where the attraction when the festival of the world's gypsies fill a circus full of mystical, magical, erotic myths that are pretold in the gypsy's moth's crystal ball, that tells the future, reveals the hidden dangers of the present moments we travel to spread the meaningless of free-willed minds, souls of the beings that all credence of the wonderful world, things that life has to offer. From the emergence of the money waters, the father of music, the bug of Irwen appears through the artist of Irwen, as life is understood by mankind's history of survival, for life is yet a dream, and Irwen is the philosopher of the theories, the thoughts, and the beliefs, and enlightened by the knowledge, for Irwen is the writer of this tale.